show you this last one.
School bus ice cream, a girl, and maybe her grandpa. Ah, jeez.
I
Ice
got that
cream.
one.
Yeah, I know what that is. I think.
Wait, is it a school bus or is it just a yellow van?
But then, oh, sorry, there's one more to it.
I don't know.
Oh, there's another picture.
This.
And then there's a dancing woman.
Maybe I don't know anymore.
I think it's the one you're thinking of.
Oh, no, the dancing woman has nothing to do with what I was thinking.
Ice cream.
Okay.
And a little
That
girl.
one
Oh,
was-
is it Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah.
I never
Yeah,
saw it.
What's
but
the dancing lady have to do with it?
They're going to a thing.
a dancing
like
competition
a
or something?
competition. She dances. Remember, she has a dance number with her grandpa that she's doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, she's not like a woman dressed like that dance.
Right. That's when she grows up. That's a sequel.
All right, testing. We already tested.
Yeah. So tell me about that movie you saw, Ara. The Korean one?
Yeah, so
Don't give away anything because I want to see it.
No, I'm not going to give away anything.
Tell us what it's called.
It's called Parasite, and I heard about it because my friend James mentioned it. I looked it up, and it had a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I figured it has to be pretty good. I knew nothing about it going in. Initially, I thought it was going to be some sort of like horror film or scare film. I'll give away that it's not that, but I won't give away
spoiler
anything
alert,
else.
bro.
It's really good.
Oh, it's a movie. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
It was very great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I'm excited. Maybe I'll go see it.
It was just entertaining and creative
Yeah. So,
because I think it was original.
the original story and everything. Or whatever.
Yeah, and it's a bonus if you know Korean because the movie's in Korean, and apparently there's a lot of stuff in the dialogue that only
Like
works if you
puns and
know
stuff.
Korean. Yeah. So a lot of the Korean people
So
in the
you had
audience were
somebody tell
laughing
you
harder.
this, or do you know this as a Korean speaker?
No, I know this is a Korean speaker. Yeah. No, I read about that part.
So
but-
is this the same guy that did that Snowpiercer movie you
Yeah,
said?
which was I think overrated. A lot of people really liked it.
Oh, really? Because I
Yeah,
asked
yeah,
you
I
if
thought-
I
I
should
thought it
watch
was
that movie,
pretty-
and you said no.
Thought it was pretty. People didn't like it that much.
Didn't
from what I
equally
remember.
rate it? Oh.
Yeah.
I think maybe like at the beginning it was hyped up. Like
Yeah.
when it first came out, people were like talking about it.
Yeah, because there definitely was buzz around it. But
So
I
this
saw
is
it
like
too,
a-
man, and I didn't think it was that
Okay.
great.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't like I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but it was just very entertaining
Yeah.
to watch.
Well, I mean, like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes is probably a pretty good indication that it's probably pretty good
yeah.
because that's pretty rare. And I
What's-
saw that
what's
too
the
as I was
percentage?
scrolling through 99. I saw
When
saw
I
it
looked,
as
it
I
was
scrolling through. I was
99.
like, holy
Not
shit.
Snowpiercer.
No,
This
there's
new
new
one.
one. There's
Yeah,
new one.
okay.
one.
I
Parasite.
actually saw one of his movies called The Host a long time ago,
Oh.
and I think I was telling you about it a little bit, Bobber. It's like it's like a monster movie, but then it's kind of like post-apocalyptic and funny.
Oh,
It's
that's
like not
cool.
serious.
I want to watch it.
But I can attest a little bit to something that Ara said was there was definitely lines that I understood them say where the translation like did not capture.
Work as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it seems like it never does from like any experience I've had where they translate something from Armenian. I guess like it's so not. They do
Yeah.
it more for convenience a lot of the time.
Right, there's a lot of puns and a lot of dialect that gets missed in an English translation. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what
I
happens.
mean,
in
even
this film.
outside of puns, I think sometimes it seems like they just do it for convenience a lot more than necessarily straight translation sometimes.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, in the translation world, there's like a lot of approaches you can take, right?
Yeah.
It's like because I was friends with some dude that they call it the localization team, right? He worked for Capcom, which is like the Street Fighter games, but he worked as an English translator.
From the original Japanese.
Yeah, because his Japanese was really good, and I mean, at certain points you have to make decisions on like how do you want to, because if you translate it verbatim, it doesn't really mean what
The
what
spirit of the
what they're saying.
passage is not going to convey.
So like, do
convey.
you how willing are you to actually change almost completely what they say in a certain way,
Yeah.
just to convey
Yeah.
that idea accurately?
It's probably very
Right.
subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, most things, if it's even like slightly clever, there's probably no perfect way to do it.
But it's
Right.
crazy. That's why people really praise some translators, and they consider
Right.
them to
Yeah,
do like
yeah.
almost as much for a book as the actual writer, because they do make those
decisions or whatever.
Like, yeah.
And,
Like,
it
imagine
look-
like an idiom that
Yeah,
means the
exactly.
same thing in two languages, but it's completely different.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you rather go with that? I think those are
Yeah, you want to go. I would lean more towards you want to go with the intent of the meaning
right.
than literal, but
Hence why
you might have to end up changing things quite a bit if you do that.
Yeah. And also like changing them in the way that you understand, or that person's doing it is understanding it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like an objective thing.
It
It's
was-
not like an objective translation that this is actually means this in this language.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like how I understood it.
It was actually weird. I know I talked about it on the podcast how I helped my uncle's wife do like I just checked her
right.
translations
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Armenian, and it was actually really hard for that same reason. And sometimes I would
Yeah.
go with like the intent, and then like a few lines down there would be like a callback.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like, okay, now I've just like completely fucked myself. It's like now I gotta extend this thing and make a new callback that like latches onto that thing. And it was just like I don't know. I just think I just scrapped it and went more literal at that point.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they also do that with things like cultural references. Like you might have like I don't know, Elvis Presley here, but in another country they might throw in another guy that's
Yeah.
No,
That's
yeah,
that person.
they do that a lot. I think when they translate English, they'll
Yeah.
like in China and stuff, or Japan, they'll like include some Chinese thing, some Chinese product, or like some Chinese character.
nobody knows who Mr. Carter is.
Yeah, or
Dude,
like
and those Chinese audiences are like, oh, dude, they know.
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
so-and-so.
yeah. For sure.
Fucking
No, for sure.
Avengers is sick.
absolutely they do, because it's like, why would they think that, you know,
I don't know.
unless you like kind of understand the
I know my Mr.
the-
Carter
the-
reference was dated to
what do you
want
call
me to
it, the
translate
industry.
Please.
Most audience members probably just think that that's the version, right?
Yeah.
that. I don't know who's the modern day Mr. Carter. The guy from AP Bio.
Wait, is that a show?
Yeah, see, we don't even.
I'd
can't
just
even
like
make
to-
cultural references.
Yeah.
I'd
I
like to
guess it'd be a
say,
t-shirt.
I'd like to say, as a listener of this podcast, I feel personally attacked every time Bob says, "Oh, the young people don't know this reference," because
say that a lot.
because
I mean, well-
95% of the time I don't know the reference.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least he personally attacks you in person as well, like he just
True,
did.
like a man.
Not attacky, but I don't know. They do seem to be like it's crazy. We making fun of it a little, but it's crazy. Like there's so many things that there is a generation gap. I don't know.
Yeah, I took this quiz on BuzzFeed, which was like, if you're under 40 years old, there's no way you can pass this quiz, and I just barely passed it. I did pretty well.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
But I
you're
am-
over 40.
I'm not, but it was a bunch of stuff like
Just to get that on the record.
some of the stuff wasn't really like that old. It was like stuff like a pencil and like a cassette tape. Like what do these things have to do with each other? Or it was the picture of like those crazy stationary pencil sharpeners they had in a classroom.
Yeah.
It was what it looked like after you took that like lid off. It was like, oh, can you identify what this is? Stuff like that.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, all right. I mean, those things were still around when
Yeah.
When we were
so-
kids,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was, I think we're on the cusp of those things, like
Yeah, phasing
being,
out.
yeah,
And then there
phasing
was a
out.
couple of things where you could kind of figure out just by like thinking about it. And then there was stuff where I was like, I have no idea what the fuck this is.
Yeah, I have to keep that in mind too, and tutoring kids and stuff, like making references. Like, they have no
Where's the
clue what
pencil
this-
sharpener, guys?
Yeah, old man.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. All right.
We had a thing. We have some more Halion action. If you guys want to give that a shot.
Let's
Yeah.
do
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Well,
He
hey,
gave us a new one, which is actually pretty tough. I couldn't get.
Maher, just before you jump ahead, I thought this was interesting. Najee heard the question, but I had this on the Learn League about 21st century movies. Well, we already know it, but it's based on the graphic novel Le Transpersonnage.
Okay.
This this
Naj?
movie, directed by Bong Joon-ho, was the most expensive Korean film to date.
Oh, was it the train spotting?
No,
Piercer?
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Train spotting.
I didn't know that because I haven't seen it. I've just seen like basically the trailer.
Well, the crazy thing
you guys
about it
have
was,
talked about it.
I think a big part of it was that it was like a very internationally made movie. I think like
Is it English language or is it in Korean?
it
There's
has
it's
different languages.
It's English, but there's some Korean and some other languages.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's like an international.
And you can see like the cast
passengers.
is pretty international.
Yeah.
I think like the EU, their like whole filmmaking thing participated in it.
Oh.
Anyway, go
Does Katalis want to get out? So yeah, we actually got another question or series of questions from Halion that I don't actually know. So I'm interested to know if we can like put our heads together for this one. Let me see if I can. All right,
This gentleman is from the UK.
I think he's from Ireland, maybe Northern Ireland. I'm not sure. We don't have a lot of downloads from Ireland, so I'm
how
guessing
can
not.
you?
All right, it's a series of 4 questions, and they're all related in some way.
Sorry, doesn't Twitter give the location?
I don't know if it's on his profile. It's like self. No, he doesn't.
It's not necessarily on there.
All right, gold, house, and chaff are types of what bird? You guys ever heard of any of those?
No.
I don't know types of birds.
Yeah, I don't really.
I'm gonna say parrot.
Parrot? Okay, well, keep that in mind.
Chaff.
What? This one I thought that Bob would know. What is the name of the main sinister organization in James Bond?
Oh, I know this.
Do you know it?
What the fuck's it called?
Isn't it like evil or chaos or something?
I think it's like the Syndicate or something like
yes.
I don't
Syndicate?
remember.
that. Something like
That
that.
sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
it's
think
that,
it's
but it's something like that. It's like one word. It's like some shit.
Okay.
I think.
The Syndicate sounds familiar from the recent movies, but I don't know if that's in the books, or maybe it is.
I think the recent movies have gone back to the books and pulled
so
like.
that might be it.
I don't know.
All right. What do you call someone who works /builds with stone? And I thought this was mason, right?
Stonemason?
Yeah, or maybe a mason.
Just
in
mason.
general.
Yeah.
But I guess you can have a mason that doesn't work with stones. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what they call stonemason.
Okay, so maybe stonemason or something like that. And then 4, in Hebrew Bible, who was the first king of Israel /Judah? I thought this was David.
I think it's David.
Yeah, of star fame.
Yeah, David.
And what?
It doesn't
connects
say
those
star
answers?
fame in there, right?
It doesn't.
Oh, what
but-
connects those answers?
Yeah,
this is a great question.
Oh well,
David,
we got to know
Mason,
some of them.
Syndicate.
I don't think it's
Parrot?
Syndicate though.
You think it's something
You
else?
think it's not Parrot? Maybe it's like Robin or something. These are all like
Robin.
people's names. What
Maybe,
people?
but one of the questions was the name of a person. Yeah.
No, but like people that are related to something.
Something together. Yeah. So I think we missed on this one. I thought, okay, I know the first. I think I know the last 2. Maybe you guys would fill in the other ones, but I can't think of anything. So maybe we'll have to kick it to the listeners and go on our Twitter and try to see if you can put this together. It's on our page somewhere. We'll think about that through the show, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm fascinated by this. I like it.
No idea.
David and Mason.
David Mason. That sounds like a baseball player or something.
I feel like that's someone in the UK, but I'm sure that's someone in the UK.
Yeah, there's probably several people with that. Yeah,
What if they're names of like prime ministers?
maybe.
David
Cameron? No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Mason Cameron.
The first name of Prime Minister.
I'm very wrong here. I'm being ignorant, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're all
I
being
really,
ignorant, man. We
I don't really
anything.
know what trail to follow on it. I don't think we have it.
Well, we definitely don't know some of those answers. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but if we thought about it a little more, I feel like that James Bond one, I don't know exactly, but I feel like it's kind of somewhere in my mind, but I could be
Is it
totally
like
off.
Adam or something? I was just thinking of a different name. Yeah, cool. Anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
Let's play some games.
All right. Yeah, let's kick it over. Dun, 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 whatever. You know how it goes.
All right, so we got a 3-way game today. So we do have to decide who goes first.
Yeah. You wanna kick us off or what?
Oh yeah, I do so much. Welcome to Quiz Quarters. We have our normal 2 contestants with our old friend and good listener.
Well, apparently young friend.
Not that old.
New
but
friend.
old in spirit.
Ara is
old
here.
soul.
Say hello, my friend.
What's up, everyone?
And then these 2 fucks.
Yo.
Yes.
And so we're going to continue with our categories, but we're going to go up to 15 questions to make it even. Are we doing the 2-3-1? 3-2-1, I mean?
Yeah, we usually do with 3 contestants. You want to keep 3-2-1 scoring, guys?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let's do it. So
Yeah.
if somebody gets the wrong answer, next people can steal it.
Yep.
Yeah, but for less
points.
And they're going to figure out who goes first by sticking their hands forward and
Black and
what
white.
was it called?
Yeah.
Black and white?
Black and white or Tella. Black and white.
Ara goes
Ara's
first. And we're
the
going
winner.
clockwise.
Trickster.
So Ara, my hair bobber. That's
Do we
the
have
order.
a theme today?
Oh yeah, I guess we're going with the U.S. Geo. I mean, yeah. I think that's
Geography, not geology.
All right, let's do it.
We're good on that, fellas.
I still think it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be pretty hard, man. Like these specific categories, and there are so many things in U.S. geography. I feel like we don't know most of the countries.
Yeah, I think the world geography we ended up getting only like 1 correct or
Oh,
something.
did
It was
we?
like
Oh, wow.
really hard.
But yeah, there was a U.S.
Do you want to
No,
write
fine.
that score?
He's fine.
Bob's got it? Okay.
There's a U.S. geography in Jeopardy recently, and I got like maybe one of them. They were so obscure.
Really?
Actually, just give me a paper just so we can have a.
We can corroborate the score.
Did you listeners catch that? My Foley work? That wasn't a real piece of paper.
Wow, that was amazing, Bob. He did that entirely with his mouth and hands.
All right, question 1 to our guest, Ara. What is the largest city on the Mississippi River?
I think I have an idea,
Okay.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong about how big this city is. What are you thinking, Noah?
I have 2 answers in mind. I'm gonna go with St. Louis.
St. Louis with the quick answer is incorrect.
Oh, that was probably going to be my answer, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my answer is going to be this other one that probably Meher's thinking of. So I won't
Well,
say
I'm
it.
thinking there's maybe 2 others, but there's one other big one I can think of. I don't know exactly where it goes up north, like after the border of like Illinois and Iowa. I guess it goes into Minnesota somewhere. Giving Bob too many hints. So it could be like maybe Minneapolis or something, but I don't think it actually runs through there.
I definitely have an answer in mind, so unless you say
But the other city that I know that it runs by, which is a pretty big city, which I thought was smaller than St. Louis, but I'll say Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee is correct.
Okay, nice.
Wow.
So Memphis is bigger than St. Louis. It's kind of a surprise.
I guess Memphis is more west than I thought it actually was.
Yeah, it's like on the very edge.
Yeah, it's right there.
Tennessee.
We
Was
actually,
that your thought, Bob?
No, it wasn't. I was thinking New Orleans, but I
That's
guess
my-
it
that was
doesn't
my second
technically
I thought of
run
that too, but I don't think it runs exactly
technically-
through there. Yeah.
Right. But it's a general headwaters, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
count it. But we went there, right, Naj?
Memphis?
Yeah, because I remember the water being like the river itself being huge, and it's like right on it. We did go to Memphis.
Okay. Because I went to Memphis on my other road trip too.
It's the one
Did
that's
we,
right
did
by
we,
the
we
water.
didn't stay there though, did we?
No,
Did
we
you
had
guys
we
try
had some
some
food. and
Memphis
we were-
barbecue.
Yep. Or I don't know if we actually got barbecue.
It's like
But yeah, I
one of those
remember how
things.
huge like the river seems because we crossed over. I just remember that. Like we crossed on a bridge over.
I do not, and I feel stupid now.
Don't.
Okay, that was 2 points for Maher because he got it on the second try.
Okay.
We're going to you now, Maher,
All
for
right.
question number 2. What is the oldest city in the U.S.?
I think we've had this before on the show. If it's right, if it's not.
Well,
right.
okay, go ahead. But we've had a similar. We had a
So
similar.
what's a city? Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of settlement.
We had a similar question at
Lincoln
our pub
Hops.
trivia. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't-
I'll tell you the exact rub in that one.
Yeah,
The
I
exact
don't know.
thing that
Well,
made it a little.
I
Different.
remember this question came up maybe in a different fashion at some point, which was like, what was the earliest European settlement or something? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But also, what is a city? Right? Is it the oldest one that became a city at some point?
So there's another part of the question
Everything
that
starts
you can
as a
ask about.
settlement and becomes like a town, etc. And exactly when does something become a city? I don't know, but I'm gonna.
Well, there aren't any like small villages that didn't turn into cities that were settled then. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what I remember. Maybe I don't remember the exact wording of the question. I don't have a better guess, but I'll say, actually, can I get the question again?
Oldest city in the U.S.
Oldest city in the U.S. So it's probably not the oldest European settlement. Well, were there cities before then? I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not gonna answer. I'll answer it after you give your answer.
All right, I'll just say St. Augustine, Florida. That's the question I remember. But it sounds wrong to me now.
No, that should be it.
St. Augustine, Florida is correct.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Wow.
And I want a year for Pride points. Anybody?
1580.
1524.
1580.
I said 1620. Maybe I'm too late.
1565.
You guys split the difference about.
But okay, so here's the thing about that question that you part of the question that you didn't ask actually that this keeps vague, and now that I think about it, I don't like because our Lincoln Hops question was what is the oldest city in U.S. territory?
Okay.
So is Puerto Rico not considered a part of the U.S. because there's a city older than Puerto Rico?
Oh, is there?
We did have this question a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
At Lincoln Hops, the same one came up.
Yeah. And it was San Juan, Puerto Rico.
It wasn't just the U.S., it's a U.S. territory. But I think technically U.S. territory is the U.S. I mean,
yeah.
Parse it out that way.
Yeah, but no, they literally meant among the United States.
Yeah, okay.
So it has to be
Sure.
among the states
That's a good point, though.
So there's, the other thing you asked, like, no, there really isn't any city, any permanent settlement.
Pre-Columbian cities and... Because there was probably in Mexico, right?
Well, definitely Mexico City. It's a huge city.
So was there somewhere in the U.S. territory that was
No,
like a pre-Columbian?
Wasn't there
because
something...
any of the ones that were considered cities or whatever, they pushed them east, like the Iroquois nations and stuff like that. None of them...
East or west?
West, I mean. But none of them have been permanently settled, let's say. Anything that could be considered a city.
There's something about Santa Fe, though, isn't there?
That's
Santa
the
Fe, New
oldest
Mexico.
U.S. state capital.
Oh, oldest state capital.
I remember
Got
that
it.
from a different question. That came up in my head too, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that was capital.
All right, Maher's running away with it.
Yes, Maher got the nice roll there for those two questions, and he is up 5-0-0.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Question number 3, Bobber. What is the name of the island between the two waterfalls at Niagara Falls?
God, I don't remember.
Damn, that's way harder than the other two.
Yeah. I feel like there's something called like International Falls or something like that. So I don't know. I'll say International Island.
International Island is incorrect. All right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
There's two waterfalls in the Niagara Falls.
Yeah, there's the American and Canadian one. Always split
But
them
they're
up
on-
into.
Oh, are they on?
I mean, the border runs through the water.
They're on the same side of the water, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how can there be an island between them? Well, I guess in the river, but between
the waterfalls. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say Toronto Island.
Toronto Island is incorrect.
Yeah, I also have no idea. I'll say Americanada.
Americana. I don't know if you can tell by my laugh, but it is incorrect.
You're laughing because I was so right.
It is greatest of all time island.
Is it
Lamest
really?
of all
No,
time.
no. Island?
Yeah, go. It's just Goat Island.
Goat Island.
Hmm.
There are goats
I
there.
guess there was goats there. Yeah.
All right.
All right, question 4. Back to Aura. What is the highest waterfall in the U.S.?
The highest?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, I'm just trying to remember the name
Of what? Of any
of
waterfall?
this waterfall.
Oh, of a specific one? You know, waterfalls isn't really something that's usually covered in most things.
No,
that
I
you learn,
agree.
you know?
Yeah.
I was just like trivia like this, I guess. I have an idea too. I hope Maher doesn't get this far.
Okay, I don't know if this is correct or not. Denali?
Denali is incorrect.
Yeah, that's the name
A mountain?
I think a mountain in Alaska.
Well, I'm not going to
Mount
say
Rainier or
because that
something?
might come up.
Oh. Yeah, man, I don't know. I literally can't even remember the name of a single waterfall other than Niagara Falls. And there's a U.S. portion or so I've heard, but it's not very high, I don't think. Yeah, something that ends in falls. There's a place called Idaho Falls that I drove through, but we saw the waterfall. It wasn't very big.
The great rocky state of Idaho.
Yeah.
I guess it's on the Rocky Mountains. So.
Maybe parts of it, yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. Shasta Falls.
Shasta Falls is incorrect.
Yeah, I don't know if this is right at all, but I'm pretty sure Yosemite's like up there in the U.S., so let's say Yosemite.
Falls?
Yeah.
Yosemite Falls is correct.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Noise.
No fucking way.
Pride points for height.
1,000 feet. I don't know.
1,000 miles.
That's it's in the toposphere.
Yeah.
24, 25.
Rain is also a waterfall.
24, 25 is pretty high.
That's really high. Yeah.
All right.
All right, give me one of these when it's a 3-pointer.
What'd you get on that? A point?
You got
Yeah.
a single
All right.
point. All right, Maher.
On the board.
Give it
Maher,
to
it's
me.
5. Maher, Bobber, 1. Auto 0. Question number 5. What is the least populous state capital?
That's to you, man.
Oh, man. Oof. I don't really know. I'm going to put out a guess. Yeah. I'm going to say it's Cheyenne, Wyoming.
That's a good one.
Cheyenne, Wyoming is incorrect.
I'm going to guess with another one we kind of had a... I know I've heard this before as a trivia thing. Like, there's only one U.S. state capital that doesn't have a McDonald's. And this is one that we actually got at
Maybe Juneau.
our pub trivia again. No, not Juneau. But I think it's a pretty small city. Montpelier, Vermont.
That's probably...
So I'm going to guess that.
Your guess is correct.
Nice.
Montpelier.
Look at Montpelier. They don't have a McDonald's, and they have the least
I
population.
think that's probably
probably
related.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't just put a McDonald's anywhere, you know.
Ardmore, Tennessee is a fucking population of like under 5,000 people. Has a McDonald's in it.
Yeah, but I think most like small-ass cities.
People in Vermont are like hippies, though, so they probably ran out the McDonald's in town.
So that was 2 points to you, right, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this other thing, kind of trivial fact that I also mentioned in regards to this. There's one of the few world capitals in the world that doesn't have a McDonald's. Do you know any of them?
I remember you. I remember you pointing this out during
Moldova.
trivia.
Chisinau.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway, I'll tell you one of them is Yerevan.
Oh, they don't have one right now?
No, which is interesting because apparently my cousins went and visited recently, and we were looking at some of their pictures, and one of them was a Burger King.
Oh, yeah.
In Yerevan,
they're
so it's
totally
like-
Burger King partisans over there.
But I think one of the other ones, I think probably besides like Pyongyang, I think is another one.
Pretty good guess.
And also, I'm pretty sure Tehran. doesn't
Yeah,
have
I
one.
guess all the, unaligned against America.
Who knows? Maybe Moldova or like Belarus. Or,
Yeah, maybe.
Reykjavik. That probably has a McDonald's. Huh?
I bet they would.
You guys know
Yeah.
how tiny that country is?
Yeah,
Iceland?
Like
Population
300,000
wise.
people or something.
Something like that, dude. It's hundreds of thousands of people.
But then they gave us Bjork. So
They
Yeah,
did.
a lot of
And
the
we thank
cultural
them
stuff
for it.
that came out of it.
Yeah.
But dude, in the World Cup, they went to what, like the quarterfinals or something like that?
Damn, that's crazy.
they were the one. They
China-
beat England pretty
India.
embarrassingly, right? Yeah.
Fucking China and India need to step their
I
shit
know,
up.
dude.
And Indonesia. Come on, guys.
I guess they play other sports there.
Top crow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or like, India has a good cricket team, so they're super into that.
That's Indonesia's. Keeps winning the
National
World
sport.
Cup. And
In Sepak Takraw.
Yeah.
That's the official sport of quiz quarters, by the way.
Yes. All right. We're done saying stupid shit now.
All right. Maher has 5 points. Bobber has 3. Ara still at 0.
Well, that was question 5. Right?
That was question 5. We're on question 6 now. Going to you, Bob. What major city is named after a U.S. vice president of the 1840s?
Huh.
Fuck, I didn't even hear the question.
You want to read it again?
What major city is named after a U.S. vice president of the 1840s?
Oof.
Well, I know a major city named after a president.
1840s.
I know a couple of major cities.
Pride points if you tell me the president.
Wait, the city's named after the president, right?
Vice president.
But okay, so if we get the city, we're probably gonna get. Oh, if you can get the president.
Yeah, the president.
My bad.
Man, I feel like if I sit here and think about it, because this is like the time period I've been tutoring my students in. I'm not sure. There's a few.
See, I don't think I can think of a vice president from that era, unless it was one that became a president, maybe.
So there's Harrisonburg. I doubt that. Let's see.
Is there a Harrisonburg?
There's a Harrisburg. So many cities out there. What would it be?
Yeah.
There's so many cities. Why can't there be less cities to make this question easier?
Yeah, that's definitely a hard part of this question.
So yeah, I'm thinking it's someone that didn't become president, because then it would kind of question would
be a
worded
silly way to
differently.
ask it.
Let's see, who else was vice president 1840s? I'm not sure. Mexican-American War. Clay was like something.
Yeah, that's the guy I was trying to think of. I
Great
was like, there's that
negotiator,
one
or the
guy.
great debater.
Yeah. Was he a vice president?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, yeah. And there was another guy that he would debate with. I think one of them ended up being
The other
vice
guy was
president.
Calhoun.
I knew him
that
as a
not the-
vice president, but I
is
thought
that
he was
not
later.
Clay's. No, not Clay's. No, never mind. Well, he was like a crazy Southerner guy, but I don't think he was vice president. I could be wrong.
I thought he was.
Could be like
But I don't know any cities
Jackson's
named
vice
after him.
president. Yeah. Me neither. I'm just trying to think of cities at that time, like Nebraska, different places.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah. I also feel like Carson City was named after someone specifically.
The Tonight Show with Johnny
Yeah.
Carson.
Yeah. Is there a Clinton, Nebraska, or something?
There's
I'm
like
thinking
a
out loud.
Clinton, New York, I think.
Dude, because
Isn't there?
there was, I'm pretty sure, like a guy that ran for president from New York named Clinton. Another Senator Clinton.
Yeah. Maybe I was confusing. He was like, did the Erie Canal or something like that?
Yeah,
I vaguely
like
remember
way,
from
way
like
back then.
U.S. history.
There's a Clinton Street in Koreatown.
All right,
Here?
well,
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'm just going to guess Carson City.
Incorrect.
Okay. 1840s.
Yeah.
That's all I'm just trying to think of. And it said, sorry to repeat the question, which major city?
Yeah. Major.
So it's pretty major. I don't even know if Carson City would be major.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Yeah.
would.
I mean, in terms of being a capital city, yeah, but major, I don't know. Let me think a little bit.
Not allowed.
Not allowed. You can't think during trivia.
I'm gonna steal your answers, Hara.
Yeah. There's two things I'm thinking of, and I think both are incorrect. I'm gonna say Jefferson City.
Jefferson City is incorrect.
Oh, good guess though. Seems like it would have been named after somebody. Maybe Jefferson Davis.
Or
they're-
even Thomas Jefferson was a vice president
he
too.
was.
Yeah.
This answer?
Wait, this answer?
But he was off mic, but Bob said he 100% remembered this
Look,
answer.
I don't have my cell phone. I didn't look it up, but I
Okay.
remember.
I don't really know. I'm gonna guess.
What did you say?
I'm gonna guess maybe it's a southern place because they're like super into that, you know, and it's pre-Civil War, right?
God damn
If
it,
I
that was
remember the
3
right
points.
timing. I'll say Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida is incorrect.
It's Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin is incorrect.
No?
But he was also a president, dude.
Oh,
Was there a different Madison? Plus, that's way earlier.
Madison was Jefferson's vice president, so
Was he?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
never
he was
mind
way
that.
earlier though. He wasn't 1840s, was he?
So what is it?
He was a vice president for Polk.
Oh,
I still
jeez.
don't know who
Nobody
that
knows
is.
Who this guy
Yeah, I
is.
know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. George Mifflin, Dallas.
Who cares?
Oh wow!
Wait,
I had
none
no
of
idea.
those words are like each other. How was Dallas named after George Mifflin?
George Mifflin, Dallas.
I paused there.
Oh, that was his
Yeah,
Okay.
that was his
middle
last
name.
Yeah.
Great
So
middle
never
name,
mind.
by the way.
Madison was fine then.
Unrelated, well, sort of relatedly, I think Abraham Lincoln had a vice president. This was 1860s, of course, I think. He had a cool ass name. I forget what it
Who
was.
his vice president?
Well, Andrew Johnson was one of them.
Well, the first one.
Not a cool name, bro.
yeah.
Stephen Douglas.
No, that's who he went up against.
So Lincoln
Stephen.
Douglas.
Yeah, he was the Democratic nominee.
Didn't they? Well, no, that was very early on where
But
the
isn't Daniel-
runner-up became the vice president.
Wasn't Webster the great debater?
Oh, Webster and Clay, those two. They were like all debating each other and shit, being senators.
Yeah,
And
here we
one
go.
of them was a vice president. at
His
some point.
first Abraham Lincoln's first vice president was Hannibal Hamlin,
Oh,
and I
that is
always
pretty
have thought that's a cool name.
That is a pretty cool name.
Hannibal Hamlin.
It's
So,
alliterative, and both first and last names are pretty cool sounding.
exactly.
Well, Hannibal. It's a cool sounding name.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of African nationalists and stuff, like black nationalists, took that name up.
Oh,
So
really?
you'll see it a lot more nowadays.
You know, Hannibal Buress was catching a lot of shit like online recently. Did you guys hear about that?
What?
Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, he's become my third favorite Hannibal now." But maybe fourth now after Hannibal Hamlin,
Who's the second one?
Hannibal Lecter. I guess.
Oh
a
shit! There you
fictional
go.
person.
he's up there in your
forgot
favorites.
about it.
The
Nice.
cannibal murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
relates to
that's-
that.
It's kind of tough to get below that.
So, a warmongering general, cannibal.
Yeah. Did they name that character Hannibal because he's a cannibal?
Probably.
That
Seems right.
that seems kind of lame. Or hopefully
Damn,
it's a
sorry,
good
man.
coincidence, you know. Or maybe it was like a nickname he took on, you know. All right,
Hannibal the cannibal.
catch us up. What's the score?
It is 5-3-0. Meher Babar Ara. Same score for the last couple of rounds.
All right.
Question
We are,
7.
we are on question 7. Ara.
Yes,
What state has the largest area of inland water?
interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
There's a couple.
There's a
There's
couple of
Michigan.
questions about this.
Lake
Yeah, is that
Michigan doesn't
inland?
count.
Inland of
Right
land in
there
general?
we go.
Or of
Like,
the
does that
state?
count or not? Yeah,
Which one?
what he just said.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to.
No, I don't think that would count though, man.
That's just shoreline, right?
I know, but like most of the shoreline is other states,
There's a couple of
Yeah, in
examples I'm
Canada.
thinking of.
and it said inland water, so I'm thinking it's lakes. And,
Lakes and rivers, but those are lakes. Great Lakes are lakes.
I know, but they're not inland. Like they're also bordering other things.
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, that's a, yeah.
There's like two good guesses I would probably have. I'm gonna go with my first instinct here and say Minnesota.
Yeah, I think
would've
was
been my guess,
first
too.
instinct as well.
Minnesota is incorrect.
Oh,
Wow.
land of 1,000 lakes.
Yeah.
10,000.
10,000 lakes
Really?
there.
They're all
you guys
tiny, though.
forgot
They're
the
all
land
tiny.
of
Oh, yeah,
10,001 lakes.
I'm gonna be,
Or
I'm gonna be
just
upset
one
if it was
big
my
lake.
second choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's known for lakes, but there's some other kind of big lakes in the U.S., I guess, right? Oh, okay, here's my guess. Can I hear the question?
Yeah,
You cannot read it, no.
'cause I think my guess might be related to yours.
There's
if you-
a couple of considerations. One is like, if it's just absolute area,
in
then
like Alaska.
yeah, Alaska, because there's just so much fucking land. But is it really known for? Did it say waterways or just inland water,
Inland water.
Just reread the question.
not rivers?
State that has the largest area of inland water.
Do glaciers count?
Yeah. Do
Um,
aquifers count?
I kind of
un-
want to
under-
say Alaska, but I
underground?
think I'm being
I'd
too
venture
clever
to say
there.
that glaciers don't count because it's not water.
It's not water
right?
yet.
Yet.
Well, it is water.
Well, not
It
yet.
used
though.
to be.
Another guess I'm
It's
thinking
different
of, which
state of
I
water.
think I'll go with, which might be a better guess, just because it's so swampy. Maybe not technically lakes. I'll say Florida.
Florida is incorrect.
Really? Because in that vein, I think it would more likely be like Louisiana.
Oh yeah, also the same.
So
vein.
I wasn't even thinking that, but I think I'm just gonna guess that now. I feel like I heard one of those northeast, like New England states, like Vermont or
I wanna-
New Hampshire, had a lot.
Before you
I
say
don't think it's
whether
by
it's right or not,
percentage. I
wanna
think
say-
it's absolute.
Tiny, right? It's tiny. So yeah, I'll say Louisiana.
Louisiana is incorrect.
My second guess here was going to be.
These are for negative points.
Yeah. I'll take the negative points. New York?
New York is also incorrect.
Because there's all the Finger Lakes in New York, which are big.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking one of the like New Hampshire that I think borders it.
Right. There's all these glacier scars or whatever they're called.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyways, go ahead.
Unfortunately, Maher, you were not clever enough.
Was it Alaska?
It was Alaska.
Man, I was thinking that
I
until you
thought that
said
was too
Florida.
generic.
Dude.
Yeah.
God
damn it.
Derailed.
Harry, you fucked me up with your stupid thinking. Stop doing that.
Yeah, my bad.
I did say thinking was not allowed, but
Listen to the quiz
I'll
master.
think less next time.
all right. So we're still at 5-3-0. Maher, Bob, or Ara. Question number 8. Going to Maher. No, yes. Going to Maher. Which of the 48 contiguous states extends farthest north? This is something you guys know. This one,
I
maybe.
think this is really easy. I'm sorry.
Okay, what is it?
Maine?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Maine.
Maine is incorrect.
No?
Ouch. Ouchie.
Especially with that intro there. You had to say that before you
Yeah,
answered.
man, I know one of those ridiculous states in the middle has a piece that goes north. Fuck, I can't remember which one it is now, though.
Because it's pretty... yeah. How is it not Maine? I'm going to look on a map.
Dude, I'm pretty sure one of those states has a little thing that goes up, but god damn it, now I can't remember. I'm gonna say I can't remember if this borders the fucking thing either. Which one's more north, Wyoming or Minnesota? I think Wyoming's pretty far north, but I don't think it's that one. I think it's the other one right next to it. All right, I'll say Minnesota.
Don't wanna say it.
Minnesota is correct.
That's the
Nice.
one. That's the one with the little piece that pokes
Yeah,
out.
I think you got to think about the curvature, Maher.
Yeah, I
Maine,
guess
it's
it
the
dips
latitude or
below it.
latitudes maybe or longitudes. You know
Latitudes,
those lines. Yeah.
It's latitude.
Yeah.
I was thinking of there's a mnemonic like a ladder.
Oh,
It's also tricky because Michigan has the upper portion of
and it
Michigan.
still doesn't
But
go
that's
as far
still,
north
Yeah.
as like that
still
flat
south.
part.
So
Dude,
the line
Wyoming
is
doesn't border Canada, by the way.
Right.
You're thinking of Montana.
Montana's
Montana
above
was-
Wyoming.
the one next to Idaho, right?
Yeah.
That is the one I was thinking of. But I'm pretty sure 4840 is the line where they drew with like Oregon.
Yeah.
I think the only place it goes up is Minnesota.
Is a little divot.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
one. Did you know that that's where that divot was?
No,
I
that's
thought it
interesting.
wasn't the longer, the one that's more horizontally long state, which happens to be
Montana.
Montana.
Yeah.
Thought it was the other one.
The more vertical one.
Mm.
It's an upright state, Minnesota.
All right.
Question 9.
So it's
Barbara.
tied 5-5.
It is 5-5,
All
yes,
right.
and pointless for our guest. Question number 9, Barbara. What state's 3 most populous cities all have names beginning with the letter C?
Ohio.
That
There it is.
has to be correct.
Too easy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Well, maybe this one's easy too.
Let's hope.
So now Barbara has 8, and Maher has 5. Ara has 0. Ara.
Bonus for the 3 cities.
Columbus,
What?
Cincinnati, Cleveland.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Ara. Question 10. What is the least accessible state capital?
The least accessible
Accessible.
state capital. It's Honolulu.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the other one.
Honolulu is incorrect.
It's Juneau then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Juneau because you can't get there on road from the U.S.
But also, you can't
You-
get to Honolulu on roads either.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, that's the same concept there.
Barbara.
Yeah. You really can't get there on... You can get there from roads from Canada, though, or no?
No, you can't.
Oh.
So then I want to... I mean, I acknowledge that Maher is correct, but I want to know why.
What's the
What's the
difference? Yeah.
difference
I think
there?
it's harder to get there by ship as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
I think definitely it's more difficult to get there by ship just because of its
Maybe
location.
ship because airplane is just as accessible.
Yeah.
It's probably the ship
Maybe the
thing.
runway is shorter in Juneau.
It probably has to do with just like the amount of travel that goes to that place, right? because people go there so rarely.
That's a debatable question. I think. I don't.
There's all these
I don't
Alaska
particularly
cruises. I don't know. What are they trying to market to me?
but there's a specific thing with getting into. I don't know. I was gonna say it's also inaccessible by train.
Maybe the over, every so often. Maybe that's
something like the waterways into it.
There's global colding going on.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll look it up.
Well, it's apparently global warming and global colding every other week in LA right now.
Yeah,
correct.
It's been cold, man.
And it's also been hot too.
And we're on fire.
Yeah, the fire.
All right.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna
tough
declare
question,
ourselves safe for our listeners. By the way, we are all safe from the California fires
for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hard one. Sorry.
None of this is gonna be like topical when anybody listens to this because we have like a 2 to 3 week delay.
Well, don't say that. They don't know.
Sorry.
I mean, they're gonna
Merry
know
Christmas, everybody.
No, like Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, maybe Thanksgiving.
Or Merry Thanksgiving.
More like thanks taking.
Wow.
You wanted to do a spooky movie category like a month after Halloween.
Yeah, but anyway, let's not give the audience a peek behind the curtain too much. It's gonna ruin the magic.
All right, question 11, Maher. It is 7-8-0. Power's lead.
Okay.
Question 11 goes to me?
No, it goes to Maher.
All right, because Ara got the last one.
Yep.
Do it.
The Statue of Liberty stands on what island? There it is.
I think I know this. I think it's called Liberty Island.
Yeah, dude, we had this question before, man.
Oh, have we?
Maybe not here.
Maybe, yeah, I didn't pre-read that one, and that was kind of a gimme.
I think the trick question here is someone probably would have said like Ellis Island or something. That's the trick.
Yeah.
Okay, 10. Maher took the lead again.
Okay.
Bobber's at 8.
This is
Ara's
question
at
10?
0. Yep. No, this is question 12 to Bobber.
Oh, okay.
Question 12 to Bobber. What is the largest island in the contiguous 48 states?
No, that's a good question.
I'm pretty sure it's Long Island, so I'll say Long Island.
Long Island is correct.
Yeah.
Fucking catching fire here, boys.
So what is that now?
11, 10.
Damn, close one.
Okay.
And Bobber? Oh, no. Ara.
Mm-hmm.
Question 13. How many miles separate U.S. and Cuba? What?
I'm pretty
You
sure
want an
I
exact
know.
number of miles?
Are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure I know this because it's been like.
But this is a bullshit question.
That's not a good question. Just skip it, dude.
No, wait, what?
Because
You can say it if you want, but I don't know.
I mean, okay.
Are you supposed to get an exact number?
I guess.
Yeah, because there's an exact-
247. That's not my final answer. Like, I'm just trying to make a point that it's too exact.
I don't know.
No, I'll think of an answer here.
We should veto it because Bob knows.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
I'll say 400 miles.
400 miles is incorrect.
It's way too much. It's really close.
Is it really close?
Sorry.
Maybe to one of the keys or something? The Key Islands? I don't know. 20 miles.
20 miles is incorrect. 20 miles is
sure
incorrect.
It's 70 miles.
70 miles is incorrect.
Damn. What is it?
It's 90.
That was close.
Sorry, that was a bad question, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why is that even
I
in
didn't
there?
pre-read
That's
that
a
one.
shitty question.
I did not pre-read. Apologies. But we're moving on. Question 14. Going to Maher.
All right.
It is a close game. 10 to 11. Bobber's lead. RS playing for Pride. I guess.
Points.
Pride points. What state has a Union Jack on its flag?
My question?
Yes.
I think that's kind of easy too.
Really? I
That's just
don't
me.
fucking know. Well, I'm guessing it's going to be in New England. I don't know. Just based on name. I don't know what any of the fucking state flags look like, though. Why is Bob thinking it's
You know
easy?
California's?
Well, it's not California, yeah. And I know Colorado's because it actually is one of the coolest looking ones. I don't fucking know. Massachusetts.
Incorrect.
Pretty sure it's Hawaii.
Correct.
Why the fuck does Hawaii have a Union Jack on it?
I don't know. It wasn't a part of.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I did know that too, though.
Did you know that too?
I mean, just because I've seen.
I agree with Maher. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, just because I've seen it.
Discovered it.
That's like the maybe.
All right, last question.
That's the 50th state I would have guessed.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is Bobber just clinched the game, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
How much is he up?
He's up by 3.
Oh fuck! This
What
is a
Maher
stupid
can
game.
Maher can't tie.
No. It was 13-10-0. This last question is for Pride. What question was it? 15. What is the only borough of New York City that is not mainly on an island?
Bronx. I know it's right.
Correct.
I thought it was Staten Island.
What?
That's Maher's vetoing of the last couple questions.
All right, so sorry guys, I didn't want to.
How many miles
other
long
one
is the
just 'cause
Mississippi
we
River?
got other bad.
I think that one was particularly bad, though. Any question that asks for a number that isn't like, no, I say any question that asks for a number is usually a bad question.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. Especially a number like that's kind of been off quoted.
Is it off quoted?
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
especially in
think
U.S.
so.
history, like with the whole Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff. People kept saying, "Oh, there's this island 90 miles off our coast." So anyway, I don't think it's the worst.
I guess,
but
yeah.
I think we've had other bad questions as well.
Yeah, we sure have. Yeah.
Anyway,
You do a pretty good job, David, usually.
Usually.
David Fikes. Those
Fix?
Fikes, yeah, we
I don't
really
know.
don't know how to pronounce his name.
all right, good game.
Yeah, GG.
All right, thanks
Handshakes
for
all
joining us,
around.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
So
Everyone.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for
me.
not
This was
just-
fun.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks for
for-
hosting. And listeners, thank you for listening.
all right, so I thought a little easier than we expected, huh?
Yeah.
You can
No,
stop
wasn't the world history one like super difficult?
Yeah.
All right, I'm stopping it. Goodbye, everybody.
Love you.
See you guys.